What's going on, guys? This is Birds. I have a video here for you today showing you how to install an Ultimak scout rail. Now first off, you're going to have to buy one, and they come in a package like this. Come with the brackets you'll need and instructions, which I'm going to walk through with you. You're going to need an AK of some sort. This is one without one, this is one with one. So we're going from something like this, which is a UTG, to something like this, which is a M1B model scout rail from Ultimak. So let's get started. Alright, to get started here, we're going to have to basically just do a basic field strip of the weapon. So what we're going to do is start by pushing out on the recoil spring here, taking off your top cover. Then you want to push down the recoil spring and pull it out. And then go ahead and bring the bolt carrier and bolt back. And at that point, you've disassembled the weapon to what I would call a stage 1. To further disassemble it, what you would do originally is go ahead and bring up this pin here, or this lever, and then go ahead and bring out the gas tube, which we will do. But first off, this has a UTG rail on it, so I got to take that off first. Alright, so to get this off now, basically all we gotta do is go ahead and pull up on it here, like that. And then to get this off, I'm gonna have to use some definite pressure here because I did paint this. So I'm gonna pop that bottom part off too. You can see the shims in there. And that leaves me with this part, which might, there we go. You just push up on it and it'll come out. This is the normal gas tube that comes with your AK. And the great part about the Ultimak is it replaces this and the plastic part, and it's the same weight. I actually think it's a little bit less weight than these combined. So that's another good part about the Ultimak. So at this point of the equation, you should have something looking like that. Alright, to continue, you want to flip up this lever right here. Go ahead and move that little piece that holds the lower handguard in place down so you can work right here. And when you're putting in the Ultimak, you're going to install it the same way that you install your regular one. But you can see the regular tube is a little bit longer. So this Ultimak is actually going to kind of move around. And it has to because it'll expand a little bit. And that's normal. Go ahead and lock it in there. And then what you're going to want to do is come around the bottom here and put in the retaining screws for your anchors, as I would call them. And once you get them snug, then we're going to move on to the next step, which is putting this on top and leveling it out. Alright, so I went ahead and put those on the bottom there and put the screws on top. And I got it to the point where I can move it snugly and it'll stay. And what I'll do is I'll put this on a flat surface, say something like this, and I will level it based upon the sight right here. So I put the sight on here, I have a nice level. It's nice and level. Obviously you can't see that, but then what I'll do is I'll move it to the front here, and then I will move this to level. And I'll just double check that we're within level on each of those. And I'll go ahead and tighten them down at that point variably on each side. So I'll go start there, and I'll start in the back here, tighten down the back. I'll go this side, tighten it down, and all along I keep making sure that we're nice and level, because when you put that sight on, you want to make sure that you have a level, straight looking sight, so to speak, or your sight's going to be on an angle, or a slight angle, depending. They're looking good there. So you want to go ahead and tighten these down now. Now you got that going on. And you just want to hand tighten them relatively well. And we'll go ahead and move on to the next step. Now the other thing you want to check before, you want to have this in between your area here. And you want to make sure you don't put it far enough up that you're covering up your gas port. So I'll put it somewhere in between because this will expand a little bit. So you know, it's a little bit far back now. I'm not too worried about it though, because it is on there, it is locked in, and you know, it's going to expand forward a little bit and take care of that the little expansion area there. Alright, so at this point what you're going to want to do is put your lower handguard on, and that's going to keep these brackets in place once we take the top off, because we're going to have to take the top off, take the Ultimak top off to flip this lever down on the bracket that holds the handguard in place. So we'll go ahead and put the lower part on. You just put that back part in and flip it up, and we're going to have to push down to get this on. As you can see, it's a little bit raised there, and you might have to take a hammer or something and bang that on there. Get that on. Alright, so now we got that part on, and this part we can go ahead and take off these screws and pop this Ultimak on, because now this this bracket's being held in by the lower handguard where the placement of it is. So then we can do that and show you what we do then. So at this point what you want to do is flip this lever up. You can take your Ultimak rail off. These are being held in place, and you want to flip this lever down right here, which will keep this lower handguard in place. Then what you want to do is go ahead and put your Ultimak top back on. Get it in place where it was with the screw holes lined up, and then you want to go ahead and use some Loctite on those screws. There we go. Now what I'll do is I'll take some Loctite, put it on the end of the screws, and I'll screw these back in. And be careful not to use too much. This stuff comes out rather quick. You just want to have the middle portion of the threads, just a little bit of blue on them. And then you can go ahead, put those back in, get them nice and snug. And before I go ahead and tighten everything down with the Loctite, we'll double check that I have a good solid 0 for the so I can see that the level's going to the left. So what I'm going to do is bring up these a little bit on the right, and I'll tighten down the left a little bit more. Alright, so there, after retightening the sides, you can see we got a perfect 0 on the compared to the sight, compared to the Ultimak. You just have to readjust the screws accordingly, make sure it's even. Make sure that your port here is nice and sealed, which it is. And that's pretty much all there is to it. At this point, what I'm going to go ahead and do is put my sight on, which I like to mount them right here. Go ahead and mount that down. So there we go, we got our mount on there. Now the other thing you want to double check before you do anything is make sure you go ahead and reassemble your rifle, which means you got to put the bolt and bolt carrier back in there. And make sure that you have nice movement in your action. If you have some sort of a stick going on, you know, you want to feel make sure that you have a nice fluid motion going on of your AK. And that's pretty much all there is to it when you're doing one of these Ultimak rail installs. Very easy, gonna last forever. It's durable, light, and easy to install. Made in the USA. What else can you ask for? So if you guys have any questions on installing the Ultimak, go ahead and let me know. It mates up perfectly with just the basic bottom lower hand guards that they have out there. Some other ones, like the Mission First Tactical one I had to buzz down a little bit to get it to fit, but it did fit after doing that. So if you guys got any questions, let me know. If you guys have an Ultimak or anything like that, go ahead and put it in the comments down there. And until next time, later.